Hello and welcome back to Pokemon Unbound playthrough. We're here on part 27. Last episode we went ahead and started making our way back through Cinder Volcano. We took another visit over here. We had ourselves our rematch against good old Vega with his dark types. We won the rematch and then we encountered a little bit of a problem. And that problem was Primal Groudon with massive stat boosts. It is just one Pokemon, so I went ahead and I developed a very fun strategy that some of you may have seen before. So while I have Garchomp in the front right now, that is not what we are going to be leading with to fight the Groudon. That isn't important at all, in fact. The thing that is important is these two little guys right here. The two little Aaron. Why are they Aaron, you may ask? I will get to that in a moment. But for now, just know that End is very important for the time being. And B was essentially my original plan. But for now, we'll go over End. End has a very useful move. It's actually why it's called End, funnily enough. Who would have thought? It has Endeavor. Endeavor is a very handy little move when you're fighting one Pokemon in particular. Pretty much as handy as Toxic, to be honest. It just makes your HP the opponent's HP. So if they have, say, 400 HP, you're fighting a Blissey, it's causing you some trouble, you click Endeavor, and that Pokemon's HP becomes equal to yours. We have this Aaron here, with a very convenient Sturdy. If anyone knows the term Fear for the whole Focus Sash Rattata, this is essentially what we're doing. We have Sturdy. This is EV trained for max HP, max attack, because it could be useful after this fight, for example. But for now, it's an Aaron, it has Sturdy, it'll definitely get taken down to 1 HP by the Primal Groudon, it'll click Endeavor, bring it down to 1 HP. I was then going to go ahead and consider that we would bring Azumarill out and we would go for the good old Aqua Jet, but Primal Groudon has Desolate Land, so we can't use that priority move, meaning we do have another Aaron. This Aaron was my original plan, before I found out that these things could have Endeavor. Aaron, at level 60, learns a very nice move. It learns a move called Metal Burst. For anyone that may not know what Metal Burst does, it's essentially the best of both worlds between Counter and Miracle, where rather than doubling the power and returning a physical move like Counter, or doubling the power of a special move and returning it like Miracle, it takes just the middle ground. It's 1.5 times the power of both. So if you get hit by a physical or a special attack, it just returns the HP that you've lost at 1.5 times the power. It learns this at level 60, so I was prepared to go ahead and level an Aaron up all the way to level 60, get Metal Burst on it, come in here with a level 60 Aaron, maybe like Rare Candy at twice level 62 so it's an Aggron for 1 HP, and just Metal Burst the Primal Groudon. That was the plan. However, this one came along with Endeavor, and that will make this even easier. So with that, in our good old pie, we can go ahead and skim through all of this text again, because we already did do this. We've seen the Primal Groudon that comes out, and we should have a very consistent way to deal with this now, rather than relying on some of the other ways that we dealt with legendaries before. For example, the Raikou and stuff like that we needed a crit against in a particular way, and we had to live a hit. This is consistent. There should be no RNG in this. It's just click Endeavor, and then come in with another Pokemon with Sturdy, live a hit, click Iron Head that can't miss. So we're going to click Endeavor. It's going to go for Solar Beam, funnily enough. Interesting move choice. I guess it's just on the special side, so it's fine. We go down to 1 HP. As expected, we click Endeavor. It goes down to 1 HP. I'm glad it didn't have any kind of like silly mechanic that stopped Endeavor working. I was a little bit afraid of that. We pretend that this Iron Head is going to do anything. Cliff Blades? What the heck is that? Is that Precipice Blades? Probably. They probably couldn't fit it in. It's probably the same move. Yeah, that would make sense. That would make sense. But with that, we go into Aaron number 2. I got all back up. Is this the most exciting way to take down a Groudon? No. But I mean, it works, so whatever. there's no reason not to, as long as it's not King's Rock, which it shouldn't be, because it should have the Orb. We get Sturdy, proc, we live on 1 HP. We need to do 1 whole damage, which we can do with any move whatsoever. I don't think there's many ways that you can hit for 0 in Pokemon, to be truly honest. So, we take out the Groudon, we gain 1 whole XP, absolutely massive, and we're good to go. Strategy. The Groudon sunk into lava and fell into a deep slumber once more. Not bad, Carlos. I can tell why Arceus sent you back to help me out. But from here on out, I need to do things alone. If you follow me to our base in Frozen Heights, Zeff will not agree to help me locate the missing Shadow Warriors. I'm grateful for your help, but please, Carlos, for your own good, stay away from our base. Got it. The mission details have been updated. Go to their base. Is that what my next mission is? Because I'd believe it. I'd fully believe it. See how easy that was with Endeavor? Actually crazy. Return to the Shadow's base in first. Yeah, okay, alright. Hey, please, for the love of God, don't go do this thing. Mission updated. Go do the thing. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. It's just what I want to see. Do we have anything that we can grab in here that might be useful? Because items are really what we're lacking right now. The Pokemon that we've found and the Pokemon that we have available are a little bit wider now, and I feel like we have a lot more options to deal with things. At the beginning, it did feel kind of limited in the Pokemon that we could have. It didn't feel quite as open as, I'm going to go with the comparison to Radical Red, as these two games are obviously very similar in a lot of ways. I feel like this game has all of the elements of Radical Red, they're just a lot more spaced apart rather than giving you that sort of stuff immediately. So it's it takes a little bit longer to like get all of these nice Pokemon available to you, a little bit longer to get all of the nice items. I looked up like how you get stuff like choice items and equivalents, basically all good competitive items. They're all kind of locked behind tier 3 and above raids, and we only have tier 2 raids at the moment. I have gone and checked a couple times on different days to see if they're just chances. They all seem to be tier 2, level 35 and above at the moment, which doesn't get us any of the good items yet, so we're still locked out with that. I know I have kind of messed with the levels a little bit. All my Pokemon are level 48, for example, and I don't know if that's exactly where I should be at the moment. I might actually still be expected to be lower than that, I'm not sure. We are still on capped XP share though, and I'm assuming that it's just going to be a matter of time until that happens. Like maybe we get one more gym badge, and then poof, we're suddenly at tier 3 raids. When that happens, we'll have good items and we'll have a lot more options available to us. For now though, let's go ahead and cut to when we get to the good old base that we need to be at. Frozen Heights. Frozen Heights. Been a while since we've been back here, but we're here at Frozen Heights. I did go ahead and box the Arons once again, just because they're more for one particular fight, more so than to fight multiple Pokemon. So while we're just going through a base, I feel like having the Gengar and stuff like that is probably going to be more beneficial to us. I could be wrong on that, don't get me wrong. I could absolutely be wrong, and maybe Endeavor Aron's just the best thing ever. Looks like someone left their uniform on the floor. Put it on. Sure. I'll wear random people's clothes. Oh, wait, hold on. What was on the left? I just leave my clothes on the ground. I don't like put them in a backpack or anything like that. What was on the left first, though? Before we potentially miss something. What is down here? Shadow Base. Do we need a card key before we come down to the left down this way, maybe? Hidden item? No hidden item in that corner? Really? Wild. Okay. My hidden item senses were tingling. Oh, this is where we started! Oh my god, nostalgia. Hold on. Whoa there. It's been a while since we've been back here. Hey, Garchomp. Look. It's where we were freed. Okay. We will keep in mind that there's a Pokeball there, and if we do get a card key, then we can open that. Because it might have something incredibly useful. I don't know what would be there that would be fitting. Like, I can understand if maybe the Mega Stone for Garchomp was there. That would make sense for it to be placed there. This whole layout, though, really makes me think of Pokemon Insertions. It really does. Okay. We have a clearance level of 1. Realistically, I mean, I want to speak to you just in case. Oh, sir, some guy with red hair blasted his way in here. I tried to stop him, but he just shoved me aside. Okay, any password stuffs? Nope, okay. Well, let's just go ahead and continue then in that case. I don't see why we wouldn't. Hi? Which floor would you like? We'll go down one at a time and check the place out. I don't see why we wouldn't. Okay. Can I open this? That's level 1. Good. Bingo. Not quite how bingo works, but sure. I want to grab this. E-card 2. I'm not going to speak to him. He's probably going to battle me, and I have no reason to actually battle anything that isn't a boss because we're on the whole, cap the XP thing, where we're not getting any XP anyway. That's level 1, that's fine. I will grab all of the items, though. The items are very important, because these could be potentially really nice things. Dusk Balls, they're beautiful. I like the appearance of Dusk Balls. Gimme. Is it an important item for competitive battling? Absolutely not. I'm genuinely curious, though, what happens if I speak to these people. Most of the difference gone. Manpower's very limited. Would you allow me the privilege of battling with you, sir? No. Do they all just say something along those lines? Marlon, sir, I know what it looks like, but I promise I'm not slacking off. Okay. But if I don't have to battle anyone, then that's ideal, realistically. We can open that way, which isn't... Oh, hold on. Yoink, mine now. 28%. I don't think we're ever going to get to 100%, because I just don't think I'm going to be able... I'm not going to find every single spot. That's not going to happen. Black Flu. It makes wild Pokemon levels higher. Is that what it always did? Probably not. I don't think that's what it always did. I'm pretty sure on that one. I'm pretty sure that did something different. Okay, let's check the floor above and see if we can get access to E-Card number 2. I will say that today, I really did just sit down for 9 hours and watch through all of Squid Game. I'm not going to give any spoilers on it. I was just more interested in it because of the hype. There was a whole lot of hype around it. I went, huh, a whole lot of hype around something to watch. That's my favorite kind of thing. I did this with Hunger Games, I did this with Game of Thrones, you know, all of the others. And I'm going to be honest, for me it didn't live up to the hype. It just kind of... You're going to battle me. I don't want to battle. It didn't really do it for me, you know? It felt kind of... I don't want to say predictable, but it was. For me, it felt very predictable. It felt very similar to a lot of other shows that I've already seen. For anyone that may watch a whole lot of anime, these titles might mean something to you, but Batum, Future Diary / Mirai Nikki, those kind of things, where it's like games, everyone dies, cool, that sort of thing, you know, you're playing through games, people die, whole premise of the show, not a spoiler. But for me, it just didn't really do anything. The whole show was like a 7 out of 10 though, because I do like the premise, don't get me wrong. Like a 7 out of 10 the whole way through, and then the ending happened, which I'm not going to spoil, obviously. Kind of went down to like a 5 out of 10, you know, it wasn't really the craziest ending of all time. It was very, again, I'm going to use the word predictable. Maybe this is just me being really like, I don't know, boring and expecting everything because I've watched too much stuff in my life, but like, it really did just feel kind of predictable, and the whole thing was just kind of eh. It was just kind of eh. So if anyone does want to watch it, I'd say it's still worth a watch. I'd say it's still worth watching one time. Don't get me wrong, it's not something I'm going to ever go back and watch again. But I'd say it's still worth watching one time. I mostly just watched it for the hype, I'm gonna be honest. I really did. And I also have this thing where I like to binge watch shows. Like, I don't find it very fun waiting week and week and week to try and like wait for the next episode to come out. I much prefer just sitting down and watching the whole thing in one go and getting like the full story in one experience. I do this when I like watch anime as well, just like bam, I'm gonna watch everything all at once. Maybe that may have had an impact on it as well, because each of those episodes is like an hour long. Took some time to get through. I really did just sit down on my day off and go, watching this. So maybe that had an impact as well. But overall, I don't know, I just found it kind of eh. Zeff, what's happened to you? Marlon's disappeared. Ivory's left us to do Arceus knows what. What's the point anymore? Snap out of it, Zeff. Come back to your senses. It's me, Marlon. Marlon? Is that really you? You look different. That scar on your face is gone, and your arm, it's fully healed. But where's your uniform? Yes, it's me, Zeff. I took off my uniform after I blasted my way in here. Not like I'm going to need it anymore. Based on what I heard from the remaining grunts, the shadows have essentially disbanded. We're not done yet. We still have one more mission to complete. What happened, Seth? Why were we abandoned? After Aklov made a fool out of me and carried out the unbinding, many grunts were awestruck by his power and pledged allegiance to the light of ruin. They hoped to use Hooper's power to bring themselves untold riches. Those fools have no idea what they've done. They're helping him destroy their home. Why did you come back, Marlon? You had a chance to get out of this mess. I'm aware you've been having second thoughts lately, so why stay? You could have left to be with your own children again. I can't yet. I must first destroy all of the Shadow Warriors we created. Otherwise, I'll be forced to live for eternity and watch my children perish before me. What are you saying, Marlon? The Shadow Warriors are the best weapons we have left. But either way, even if I wanted to go along with your ridiculous mission, I couldn't. The Light of Ruin took possession of most of them. The only ones remaining are still being synthesized in the lab. But that's what we get for storing all of them in one place. That's true. That's true. There's the saying, don't put all your eggs in one basket and all that. That's true. I'm aware. I was just there with Carlos. We fought Vega and the Light of Ruin together. Carlos. He's dead. I watched him burn alive. You can't honestly expect me to believe that you actually teamed up with someone who's dead. I can explain, Zeff. I just need you to calm down first. Sup, it's me, Marlon. How you doing? You know, just wearing my fancy uniform. What the? Wait, is that you, Carlos? I thought I told you not to come here. You just made a really big mistake. Carlos? How are you still alive? I watched you burn up. But Marlon was lying at first, but I have no choice but to believe him now that I've seen your face under that hood. You're going to pay for the damage you've caused. Everything that's happened. It was all because of you. Well, no, wait, hold on. No, it's because of Aklov. You can't surely blame me for this. Come on now. It's time for you to burn again. Are you dumb? What are you doing? Boss Zeff sends out Mighty and I should have brought the Aaron. Genuinely think I probably should have brought the Aaron, which is kind of funny. There is a chance this Mighty Anna has Ice Fang, so I think I'm actually just going to swap out. We've been intimidated anyway. The Zoom Rail seems like it'd be pretty useful here, but I'm just going to go into Rabombi. Rabombi should outspeed. It should be able to live any one hit easy enough. It's like an Ice Fang or a Play Rough. Yawn. I'll admit, I didn't expect Yawn. That did catch me off guard. I'm just gonna... I really don't want to put my Rabombi to sleep. I really don't. I'm gonna actually go into the Azumarill. I want to see what he does. I don't want to go to sleep for nothing. Yawn. Oh, okay. Can you stop going for Yawn? That would be great. I'm gonna go back into Rabombi. If he yawns again, I'll Pollen Puff. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna PP stall Yawn, okay? Withdrew Mightyena. Interesting. Go into Gengar. It's not ideal. Definitely not ideal. I would like to paralyze it though. Shadow Ball, we should have one. Never mind. Never mind. Never mind. Life Orb Gengar, everyone. We do not live one. As it turns out, we do not live one. We have a Drapion though. Drapion should be able to deal with Gengar. We resist poison, we resist ghost. That's realistically ideal. I'm just gonna go for the knockoff. Thunderbolt, that's fine. We live a Thunderbolt. I'm pretty consistent on that one. We should be absolutely okay. We do live the Thunderbolt. We did lose our Rabombi for nothing when we could have absolutely Pollen Puffed the Mightyena. And now that means the Mightyena is realistically way healthier than it needs to be. I should have just attacked. I shouldn't have swapped around. That's my bad. At the end of the day, that is my bad. Drapion might outspeed a Tyranitar, and I would love to get a Toxic off on it. Hopefully we outspeed. I'm pretty sure we should, unless this thing is EV trained, Jolly Nature, kind of nuts in that regard. But we should outspeed. If we do outspeed, we land our Toxic, because we are Poison type, we can't miss. Beautiful. Putting this thing on a timer is ideal. Dragon Dance, that's why we want it on a timer, for anyone that may have wondered. That is why, right there, that's scary. Does mean that we have, you know, an extra turn. I wish I had my Aaron with Protect. It would have Sturdy, it would have Protect, it'd be so useful. I should have brought my Arabs. I really should have. That's my bad. Do we preserve this Drapion? Is it worth preserving? For a little chiplet of Rocky Helmet damage, potentially, or something equivalent? Do we expect an Earthquake and go into Gengar? We sure could. We sure could. Also, Gengar might even outspeed just one Dragon Dance up. If it's only got one Dragon Dance up, we should outspeed with Gengar, and we could go for a Hex and get some damage off. I'm genuinely expecting Earthquake. I expect Earthquake. Crunch! Why would you be going for Crunch? Why would you go for Crunch? Why would you go for Crunch? Why would you go for Crunch? I'm a Dark type. Why would you have gone for Crunch? Why? Why? That doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. Stupid. Dumb. I'm annoyed. That doesn't make any sense. Okay, well, I mean, now we go into Drapion. We get the Rocky Helmet tick, sure. We're probably just gonna, like, get crunched, I guess. We'll go for a good old Night Slash on the off chance that something weird happens and we live. I don't think we can live in any possible way. I guess Crunch can't miss. It's Stab. It's fine. I just thought Earthquake would be a more consistent way of not making contact. But I guess he doesn't know that I have a Rocky Helmet, so maybe it's his best move, but I don't know, it kind of annoys me. Either way, we have to go ahead and Aqua Jet. Don't really have any other option here. So we're just going to go for the good old Aqua Jet. We're not going to outspeed anyway. Does respectable damage. At the very least, well, we're probably going down to the Stone Edge, but at the very least we take out the Tyranitar alongside us. It isn't ideal. This definitely isn't ideal. This whole thing could have went much better if I didn't swap out the Drapion, and if I didn't... Basically, if I just didn't swap out. To sum it all up real nice and quickly. If I just didn't swap out. I'm gonna assume the Mightyena will come back in, and therefore I'm gonna go into Swampert, because I can at least hit it with a Surf? To be honest, Earthquake, even after the Intimidate, might still be better. Umbreon. I mean, I'm Earthquaking, obviously. He's gonna Toxic Protect, Wish, all that stuff. By Nightmare, okay, alright. I would have liked to have kept Toxic around for this. So keeping Drapion around, probably very, very valuable. Very, very valuable, because this Pokemon in particular needs to be Toxic. A lot of Dark types in this game. Makes sense, I get it, but there's a lot of Dark types. Foul Play hits us reasonably hard, as expected. It uses our attack stat. Our Earthquake doesn't really do too much. I imagine this next turn is going to be a Protect. I mean, a Foul Play would take us out as well. Yeah, okay, he's going to Foul Play. We have to Mega Evolve our Garchomp and hope for a Dragon Claw crit. Without a Dragon Claw crit, we're going to get Toxic, and we're just going to get stalled out, and that will be the entire game. I might genuinely go and get my Arons. I might. I do think it would be worth it. Just the one that has Protect, for example, to stall out the Tyranitar would be really useful. So, maybe. Maybe I'll do that. Dragon Claw, even with a crit, wouldn't have been enough. It goes for Wish, that's fine, that's just stalling, essentially. He's gonna Protect, Wish Protect, okay, yup. It's just stall. Just stall. Just Scumbreon, being Scumbreon. Okay, alright, and there we go. We're gonna feint. We are gonna come back with this and just basically play better. Alright, let's give this another go. This time, kind of more prepared for the cheesy straps. We're going to lead with Ribombee. We're definitely going to pull and puff immediately, rather than going ahead and swapping around for all that stuff. That way we'll get massive damage up on the Mightyena, rather than what we did last time, where we basically just said, scrap it. That was kind of dumb. So this time we're just going to go ahead and accept that we're going to get Yawned. That's fine. After the Yawn, does make me wonder if I want to swap out. It does make me consider it for sure, because one of my Pokemon being asleep basically makes it useless. And a Pokemon being useless right now is definitely not ideal, that's for sure. I don't have any like Lumberries or anything like that on any of my Pokemon, sadly. So we kind of just have to accept it. I think we just go for another Pollen Puff, except that my Pokemon's going to be put to sleep. Last time Ribombee literally just died. So at the very least, at least Ribombee is taking out Pokemon alongside it, which I think is useful. It does mean that we won't be able to Stun Spore things. Like, ideally, I'd love to Stun Spore a couple Pokemon, and it might mean that Tyranitar will come in early. Gengar comes in. I don't mind Gengar taking us out, actually. I'm kind of fine with this. He's going to Shadow Ball, it's going to take us out. We know for a fact that the best thing it has to hit my Drapion is a Thunderbolt. And we know that we can live the Thunderbolt really well. It does mean that Drapion loses some HP, which is scary, because I need it to Toxic the Umbreon, for example. But we can bring it in. We can go for a knockoff on the Gengar. We outspeed the Tyranitar, which is a very, very key point. We outspeed the Tyranitar, and it should go for Dragon Dance again. I don't see why it wouldn't do the same thing again. We even have like 3 HP more this time. Massive. Incredible. So we're going to take out the Gengar. I'm assuming Tyranitar is going to come in. Could be different. It is going to be the Tyranitar. I do absolutely want to go ahead and Toxic this Tyranitar. I do. I really, really do. Because I don't think we take it out without the Toxic. I mean, we do have ground types. We have Pokemon that are really good type matchups against it. But I'm assuming he's going to Dragon Dance. I'm going to Toxic. And we might have to sacrifice, for example, Garchomp. So that we can bring in Aaron and protect the whole bunch and use the Sturdy and all of that stuff. We will see. For now, though, we're going to Toxic. He should Dragon Dance, because he doesn't outspeed me at the moment, and he wants the speed boost. Dragon Dance, good. That's actually a good thing, funnily enough. Although last time, Azumarill did get an Aqua Jet off, but we didn't switch into it. So if we're right in assuming that there is a crunch coming towards us, it might be worth going into Azumarill for an extra turn. Do we value Azumarill versus other things? Yes, actually, I really do value Azumarill over my Garchomp right now. Azumarill has the huge power Play Rough that's really, really useful compared to, you know, my strongest move being Dragon Claw and Omega Garchomp. Swampet's also kind of useless. I don't want to call it useless, but not the most consistent. But it does have Stab Earthquake. And to be honest, how do their attack stats match up? Garchomp might genuinely not be stronger than my Swampert, funnily enough. My Swampert's actually stronger. I know that the Garchomp isn't Mega Evolved right now, but I'm going to go ahead and let Garchomp come in. Garchomp might just die, but that's fine. Aaron's here to kind of clean up. It would be nice if we could live one hit. We do live one hit. That is nice. That is really nice. I'm actually not going to Mega Evolve because the defense won't matter in the slightest. I'm just going to go for the Bad Tantrum on the off chance they outspeed. We do have speed, because when Garchomp Mega Evolves, it actually loses 10 speed. This is actually kind of nice. He Dragon Dances again. I mean, I'll lose my Garchomp, but he's going to go down too. Is it worth bringing in the Aaron, or do I keep my Aaron at full HP? I guess I can keep my Aaron at full HP for more stall turns against the Umbreon, whereas this Garchomp wouldn't be as many stall turns against the Umbreon while it's being Toxic. So I guess I'm just going to let myself go in Bad Tantrum again. Because he's going to go down to Toxic. We probably want to just bring in Drapion, assuming the Umbreon comes out next, I think? If it isn't, then it means we have to swap again, and that wouldn't be ideal. But I'm going to assume Umbreon's coming out next, and I'm going to go into my Drapion. As long as Drapion outspeeds, which I think it does, and we get a Toxic off on the Umbreon, I feel way better. X-Cloud. That, for example, is the worst case scenario. It is. That sucks. That sucks. Because I need Drapion to Toxic. It sucks. Okay, we have to swap in Swampert, I guess. It's not ideal. It's not ideal. Boom Burst? Yeah, that's not ideal. Is it Specs as well? Are we just gonna get one shot? We didn't get one shot, which is nice. It might be Scarfed in that case, so we might just get one shot in second. We get outsped regardless. I think X-Blood might just be faster than Swampert anyway. But yeah, that's not the dream. Sadly, I don't have my Endeavor Aaron, which would actually be really nice right now. Why am I not just running my full Aaron team? All I need is a full Aaron team. Just 6 Aarons level 60 with Metal Blast would genuinely do me so good. It would be so useful. We have to go into a Azumarill. We have to go for a Play Rough. We have to live a hit. We have to Play Rough and then Aqua Jet and hope that that's enough. We live, we Play Rough, it connects, that's good. This is a neutral, huge power Play Rough. Does some pretty good damage. Aqua Jet might finish. Please finish it. Okay. 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 We could immediately swap. We could. We could immediately swap out expecting a Toxic. I think that's worth it. I do think that's worth it. Azumarill is genuinely really useful because it has Play Rough. However, with the whole Wish, Protect, Stall, Scumbreon stuff, I feel like we need the Toxic. I feel like it's genuinely so important. And obviously the first turns of Toxic, we do immunity the Toxic, that's really nice. Toxic. We get this Umbreon on a timer, and I think with that, Aaron, funnily enough, with its Protect shenanigans, should be enough. Plus Foul Play might make it make contact. Synchronize doesn't work, obviously, because we're a Poison type. Foul Play, does that make contact? You can take extra damage from that. Doesn't even do that much damage. Drapion right here, kinda MVP. Drapion has proven itself to be really useful in a lot of these fights, just because it has Toxic, which has been so useful. We are going to knock off its leftovers. I know Cross Poison would be more damage, but I don't want any recovery. Get out of here, leftovers. He's going to Foul Play. Might take us out if it's a high roll. It is a high roll, that's fine. He gets the Rocky Helmet damage and a little bit of Toxic damage. We bring in the star of the show, Aaron, and we begin protecting. We let it begin. To be honest, we could also just, like, go for an Iron Head, because he might protect. He hasn't set up a Wish yet. We can't be Toxic. I'm gonna protect. Okay, nice. Went for Foul Play, I take it. Goes for the Wish. Unfortunate timing for me to go for the Protect. But regardless, the Toxic damage is at a point now where I feel like we've won no matter what we do. He's gonna go for Protect, that's fine. The Wish is gonna come down, we can just Protect the next turn. We're fine. We're fine. I don't think there's any way this Umbreon, even with its stupid stalling shenanigans, wins. So, I mean, we'll Protect. He goes for Wish. The Iron Head, I guess, he's gonna Wish Protect, give us heal, all that stuff. We're gonna Protect, the Wish is gonna come in, he's gonna Foul Play, never mind, we protect ourselves. There we go. Okay, we got through the Scumbreon. Aaron, kind of MVP. No, it's not. Drapion MVP. Aaron was there and had some fun. I've had it with you. Zeff, stop. We don't have time for fighting right now. Carlos isn't the enemy you should be focusing on. The Light of Ruin is. Now, you can either accept that fact, or I'll be assuming command of what remains of the shadows. Thank you. Now, I've been hearing rumors that you've been planning an attack on the Light of Ruin base. Care to fill me in on the details? You heard correctly. Once our scientists locate their base, the shadows are going to take them by surprise and destroy their base from within. However, I'm still unsure as to how long it will take to locate them. Fortunately, I know where their base is. When I was in Cinder Volcano with Carlos, Vega ordered his grunts to retreat to Viviltown. That's most likely where they're hiding. Vega. That traitor. I should have known he'd turn on us. I'll need to confirm with the scientists, but if you're correct, now would be the perfect time to strike. Our club has taken Hooper to Hoenn in order to test its strength before he unleashes its power here. Why Hoenn? Why you gotta... Don't ruin Hoenn. If we take out his base while he's gone, he'll have nothing to return to. Agreed. We'll need all the manpower we can get for the attack, so I suggest we bring Carlos along as well. What? Wasn't it enough that you allowed him to aid you before? Why have you put so much faith in him? We both died, Zeff. We were together in the Judgment Zone. When Arceus' spirit rewound time on my body and restored me to life, I learned who Carlos is. Arceus? Is it the Pokemon that Aros gained limited control over? Yes, that Arceus. It seems that before Aros passed on, Arceus left him and returned to govern the Judgment Zone. So how about it, Carlos? I know we haven't really seen eye to eye before, but are you willing to join our raid on the Light of Ruin base in Viviltown? Kinda, yeah, sounds fun. Really? You would just like that? I guess it makes sense. They are the true threat to the Boreas region after all. However, I would still like to be certain that I have your complete support. Please, allow me to explain to you the true purpose of the shadows. It all started 18 years ago. Zeff's son had just passed away. To comfort him, Ivory and I came to visit from Hoenn. Zeff, how you holding up? Marlon and I heard about your son. Ivory, Marlon, thank you both for coming to visit me. Good to see you again after all these years. I take it you travelled by boat to get here? How was the journey? Very pleasant. It took a few days to arrive here, but the journey was lovely. If I remember correctly, you have a son too, right? We did. He caught an illness and passed away at a young age. Have you ever thought about trying to bring him back? We did, actually. As scientists, we figured that if anyone could find a way, it would be us. But of course, not even Arceus truly has the power to restore the dead. About that. Anyway, we had no choice but to move on. Then, about a year ago, Ivory gave birth to twins. It was the happiest moment of our lives. Ever since then, the voids in our hearts have almost been filled. Where are your children now? Our friend, Yule Log, is taking care of them in Frozen Heights while we visit you. A friend of mine lives in Frozen Heights as well. He works for a group of scientists known as the Science Society. There's a lot of S's, but around here, he's also known as the Guardian of Boreas. He's even managed to capture Arceus. I think his wife just gave birth to a son, actually. However, I'm having difficulty remembering the boy's name. Oh, I forgot to ask earlier, but what are your children's names? Touching moment ruined. Their names are Douche and Melanie. They're the most beautiful children in the world. With such beautiful names to match. Stop. How'd you like to help me with something? Anything, Zeff, we're here for you. I want your help in bringing my son back to life. I know it can be done. With your expertise and Aros, control of Arceus, maybe we can find a way to bring our children back to us. It just can't be done, Zeff. Trust us, we've tried. It took many tries, but eventually Zeff convinced us to move to Frozen Heights and assist him. We met up with your father soon after. He was more hesitant to help at first, but he came around not long after. Unfortunately, by that point, too much time had passed, since Zeff's son had passed away. Arceus was only able to restore a lost life in the soul, if the soul had not ascended beyond the Judgment Zone. Thus, we had no choice but to find a more scientific approach. What's the current status? We're ready to begin after the first trial, Zeff. Good. Everyone, take your positions. Would you do us the honors, Aros? Of course, Seth. To start, I just placed this Pokemon here. Now I place the sample remains beside it. And finally, turn on the molecular fusion device. That's nice seeing what happened to Bill in good old Kanto, up in that little northern part above Cerulean. It's not a good idea. It's just not a good idea. Once I cover it with this armor, the fusion should be complete. Haha! I did it! I created the first human Pokemon hybrid. Once I report back to Faye, she should be able to give me more insight into improving this process. With enough time, I should be able to bring back your son, Zeff. Yours as well, Marlon and Ivory. Oh! Aros! No! Quick, Marlon. Hand me the control gauntlet that Aros made for the creature. Stay, creature. You must obey my command. Oh, Aros. How could I lose you too? Marlon, Ivory, we can't let this deter us. However, I no longer think it can be done with just the three of us. We'll need more manpower if we hope to complete this task. Where we will get the money to hire the workers? Money is no object. I have plenty of funds saved up from when I sold Cube Corp to those lunatic scientists. Like a GameCube. And in addition, the scientists they graciously sent over, we also now have the funds to hire the faceless drones we need. Although Aros was gone, we continued the trials in his memory. However, our Shadow Warriors were difficult to control at first. Some lashed out, scarring my face and arm. Despite this, we pressed on. Over the next several years, with the help of the Science Society, we continued capturing Pokemon and combining them with human remains. And the more we did this, the more our compassion for life decreased. Eventually, after determining we wouldn't be able to create a creature that would retain its memories of its former life, we decided on a new approach. Marlon, Ivory, I believe it's time we try something new. In the last several years, we've barely made any progress. We may have managed to create a few hundred Shadow Warriors, but they are still just mindless beasts. I had high hopes for our comrades from the Science Society, but it appears they're all just talk. You both have given up so much to help me. You've abandoned your children for me. It's time to end this, so we can all go home again. Therefore, I suggest we begin work on Operation Eternal Flower. Oh! Also known as Floette, huh? We can find a way to bring that weapon here. We can use it to restore our children. Thus, we began collecting information on the dark force of Boreas so we could use its power to bring us the ultimate weapon. From there, you know the rest. Oh, take it all in, Carlos. Okay, now that I've told you essentially everything, you should have no hesitation about trusting us anymore. You stood by and watched while my father died, huh? Okay, alright. Yeah, let's go do the rape. You're Aros' son. If I had known, I never would have attacked you. I'm sorry, Carlos. I truly am. Marlon, you can't stay here any longer. Time to rally our fighting force and head to Town. Prepare the shadow. We'll depart at once. Right away, Zeff. Let's get to Town as fast as possible. I doubt we'll have much time before our club returns. Oh, and one last thing, Carlos. Keep the outfit. It looks good on you. Who knows, it may come in handy someday. Don't need to tell me twice. Get to Town as soon as possible. We don't have long. Head northeast from Dehara City and get there the quickest. Mission details have been updated. Oh, that was a whole lot of text. That is where we're going to be wrapping up this episode. This was reasonably successful, I would say. We're not ending off on a loss for once, which is, you know, it's nice. It's nice to not end off an episode on insane difficulty on a loss. So if you guys have enjoyed this episode, leave a like down below, hit the subscribe button, and without further ado,